Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome to the letter. Let's check out what's going on the corridor. Class is still in session for most of the rooms. In a few hours, once the final bell rings, however, this place will once again be filled with police chatter and full force, an everyday cycle in itself. I'd recommend going back to the classroom. I don't trust these situations, but for the moment, I let the silence guide me. My ears fixed on whatever sounds that are out there will be, searching for the distinct clanging of metal. A good minute passes, and for the portion of it, only my steps echoes through the halls. And another. I'm about to turn around when the sound of it halts my footsteps. It's a little muffled and infrequent, but grows louder after each interval. With the hallway devoted people, if I don't put a stop to it soon, it will start to disturb the other classes still going on. Yeah, well, let someone else deal with it. Looking for it doesn't take long. All I do is follow the racket, and shortly, I stand in front of a nondescript row of unoccupied lockers. Oh, come on, this is way too... No, go away! And from inside of them, see in the middle, comes the noise, annoyingly disruptive now that I'm facing it. Like someone's pounding on the metal door from the inside, hoping to get out. Leaning forward, I try to get a glimpse through the horizontal slats of whatever is causing it. But in this light, all darkness greets me and another round of clanging. Louder than the previous one. More desperate. I've heard stories before, from other schools, from a few colleagues, who had to deal with it once or twice. Although personally, I've never encountered one myself, and I can only thank the heavens I haven't yet. Until today. But
if this is another kid some other student stuffed in a locker.
I have a completely different idea what it might be. With a half, I stand up and study briefly with frown. Without delay, I reach for its handle and at once it stops. Immediately replaced by the muffled sound of my mobile phone ringing. I give it a few raps before taking my attention away. A second. Another. When nothing or no one responds, I finally avert my eyes and I pull out my mobile. Ashton's voice greets me from the other end of the line, oddly cheerful in light of this morning's matters. Or maybe because I'm just expecting some grave or serious news from him. Instead, I get this.
Hey, Becca.
Well, you sound happy.
Hey, Becca! How are you?
I do? My voice still sounds the same to me.
There are only two things I know of what of that could be the reason for that tone. Sweets or he's gotten a good lead in his case. From the sound of it, I'm going to assume that it's the former, since lately that case is all that's running inside his head. If there is even ever a third one, I've never heard of it yet. It can only be one of the two.
Ignore that. How's Isabella?
Drove her home a few minutes ago. I think she's sleeping now. Sorry this took a while. Z-Man gave us the puppy eyes after we tried to leave. Had some food prepared for us, apparently. We didn't have the heart to say no.
I didn't have the heart to say no. Also, if I were there, I would eat that food.
That's all right. Is she okay now?
I'm not really sure. She didn't say anything to Zach, but she mentioned a plan to take a few days off from work. It was a passing comment before I left her, so I didn't get to ask.
Must be because of Rose's death.
Could be. It doesn't seem like it from Zach's story, though. He said she was shaking when she got there.
Shaking?
The word triggers a memory. From 3 days ago, on the way home from her little treat after she saw the mansion. I didn't think much of it at the time, but I won't lie, it scared me. The terrified look on her face. How she sounded when she suddenly screamed.
Becca? Still there?
Yeah, I just remembered something. Sorry, don't mind me.
Look, if you can talk to her, get the story out of her. That would be great. She wouldn't talk to Zach or me even when I tried. Maybe she'll speak up if it's you?
I'll give it a go, but I can't promise anything, okay? You know how stubborn she can get. But thanks for letting me know about this. If you want, I can get you that ice cream thing you mentioned. tonight? As thanks. Just as thanks for all the trouble I've caused today.
A certain someone would say, yada yada does
Believe me, I'd love to take you up on that offer, but I've got something on my schedule this evening. Maybe some other time? Thanks a lot, Becca.
There's a short pause before he cuts the call from his end, and once again I'm alone with my thoughts. But rather than answers, all I got from it are questions, more of them, one on top of the other, as if the world isn't planning to give me a break anytime soon. But that's a problem, I'll talk to later. Right now, I've got students who need to be taught follies of eavesdropping. If the slightly open door and there's smothered laughter from inside is an indication.
Alright, enough eavesdropping. All of you, back to your seats.
Is that your boyfriend, Miss Gales?
None of your business.
He totally is! A quick scuffle follows that comment. If there's a retort prepared at the tip of my tongue, I drop every pretense of letting it loose on them. There is no use arguing with teenagers sometimes, boisterous as they all are. There are still kids. My kids, though. Rough around the edges, maybe, but still my kids. We are going to leave the knocking on the locker just like that? I mean, it's not like it knocked by itself. Shaking my head, I head back to my classroom with a smile, but not before taking a glance at the locker again. It hasn't made a sound since.
Must be the wind.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah. So without another look, I leave it alone. Are you kidding me? There was a fucking knock again. And why was there blood? Worried about her friend's behavior, Rebecca, of course. Rebecca informed Ashton about Isabella's disappearance. It turned out that she spent the night at Zachari's, and Ashton offered to pick her up. Rebecca went to school after and had a strange encounter in the what? In the hallway is what you wanted to say, with one of the student lockers. How can you have an encounter with a locker? Alright. All in all, the entire school day ends without a hitch. Something will happen. Something definitely will happen. It could have gone better, mind you, but with the exams nearing, getting out of work before the sun has set looks as though it's a fair of dream for now. At least until they are over, then we have the holidays to look forward to. There really are times when you simply take what you can get for the time being.
Nothing wrong with that.
All I'm hoping for is this will continue until the whole day ends. There's still that promise I made to Ashton, and frankly the idea alone doesn't sound good. If Isabella didn't talk to them, what makes them think she'll talk to me? It's not like there's a hierarchy, is there? Just because I can handle Isabella's childish tendencies doesn't mean I can do it all the time.
Really, those two give me too much credit.
Nevertheless, I keep my fingers crossed, if only because I'm also worried about her, and both Zachary and Ashton. It's important that somebody get the story of her. Here is hoping it's got nothing to do with that letter again. I understand if she feels a bit stressed lately, but keeping that story going on for more than a week is... It's bound to get tiring at one point. Seriously, I really don't want this to end in another argument. God willing, the coffee special helps smoothen things out. After all, it's always been food with her. Or money. But mostly food. Alright. Still nothing is happening. This is so suspicious. At this hour, the cafe is usually filled to the brim with people. That's the reason that Abel and I rarely ever go here during the evenings. It seems to do much of hassle when we can prepare food ourselves in the comfort of our homes, and there really isn't much reason to eat out lately. What with life going on a busy streak. No time for long lines, better spend it doing something productive, yes?
Lucky there isn't one tonight.
Only few people are idling around the counter. 4 of them, in fact, the woman in her 60s and the teenager busy with his phone. Both are just waiting to be served their orders. The other two, a posh-looking man and a child who I immediately recognized as kindly, appear to have not yet picked anything they want. For some reason my stare lingers the guy. Though dressed relatively well and looks harmless, I haven't seen him around these parts before. Someone new in the neighborhood, perhaps? Even so, there is some familiar in him. It feels like I've seen him somewhere before. That also begs the question of why Kyle is with him. Of course, the girl easily takes a liking to anyone who buys her sweets, so it's both a bit worrisome and unsurprising. The blonde bloke doesn't look particularly thrilled with the company though. I tear my eyes away from them soon enough once the guy at the counter appears ready to take my order. That, and I'd also hate to be accused of ogling strangers.
2, evening special, takeout.
He's already punching the order before I even finish. Saying order out loud is really more for formality's sake and made out of habit. He has known Isabel long enough that if we ever drop by here, he already knows it's always because I'm buying dinner for the two of us. I rarely visit here alone if I can help it, but Isabella can sometimes be a bad influence. He gives me a small smile before leaving to prepare my order, while I fish for my wallet then.
Look, you little ankle biter. If I buy you the biggest parfait they have, will you please behave? I would just like 10 minutes of peace and quiet.
You said you'll get me some bread pudding this time.
Yeah, well, darling, they said they ran out of it. Just pick another one so we can be on our way.
Their parfait doesn't look as cute as the one my mom bought me.
Parfait is just ice cream, sweetheart. It'll melt no matter how dainty it appears. In the end, it'll all look like an ugly puddle. Now come on, just pick one. It could even be the most expensive one on that list. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Oh, what I would give for someone to buy you off my hands right now.
What? My whole attention instantly snaps back to them and their conversation. Jumping to conclusions isn't something I'm particularly fond of, especially when all I have are baseless assumptions, but you can't really trust a stranger these days. No one around the cafe seems to have noticed his words either. Very suspicious words. Still, I don't move. Yet. But my head has already shifted from my wallet to the book I'm carrying. A hardbound textbook looks harmless, but if the situation calls for it, it might be a good, deadly weapon. Might. I haven't gotten the chance to try it anywhere so far. Today could be the day.
But you promised.
You know, for a child, she has a pretty huge head, and she's tall. I mean, how tall is she, damn it? How tall is his look? Right, I think he's about the height of Hannah. And definitely not as tall as Marianne. Marianne was 180, while Hannah was 170. So he's like maybe 174-ish? And she's like freaking 160. Ridiculous.
Look, if you don't want a parfait, how about a Bonifay pie? I'm sure it'll taste just as good as any other bread pudding. I'll even buy you the entire tray. How does that sound?
That's not what you said before.
Well, sweetheart, adults change their minds sometimes.
You said if I come with you, you'll buy me a bread pudding, and I did, and now you won't keep your promise. I want to go home. I miss my mom.
No, darling, if I remember correctly, and I have a good memory, honey. What I said was, if you come quietly with me, I might buy you one. The quiet part didn't happen. Though now that I'm sober, I think this is a bad idea. And I should just ship you someplace else for that peace and quiet.
Oh, that's it. No hesitation! In a few paces, he's within my reach, and without warning, I'm slamming the float area of the book against his skull. There's a cry of pain, followed by him instantly crouching down, hands nursing the sore spot. Almost comically, if this were a different situation and the safety of a sand or his student isn't at stake, I'd probably feel sorry for him. I mean, has anyone seen how thick this book is?
Get behind me, Kylie.
Miss Pink!
It's amusing how fast her expression changes from the poundly one earlier to something that of utter delight upon seeing me. But there is no time for any pleasantries, not even quick ones, because soon the man straightens and I'm reading my favorite newfound weapon for another hit. Except this time he is ready, and before I can land another one, his hand shoots up to catch my wrist in a firm hold. And the look on his face.
Bloody hell, woman, what's your problem?
To say he's pissed would be a complete understatement. Had I been the weak-willed sort, I'd probably cower under his sharp gaze. But that simply isn't how I roll. If he thinks he can scare me and do as he pleases here just because I'm a woman or whatever his reason may be, he's got another thing coming for him. So instead I return it to him with the same intensity, with the same venom.
What's my problem? You're the one who has a problem here. Rotten bowbags like you don't deserve the freedom to run this town. What are you doing to this girl?
And why is that any of your business, pray tell?
Oh, it's my business if I make it to be. Now, release me or I'll call the police.
I mean, technically you hit him as well, so...
Oh, you think that scares me, Daisy?
I have a name, you sleazy douchebag.
Oh, I'm sure.
His grip on my hand only tightens when I attempt to shake it off. His tone may be dripping with anger and sarcasm, but the gleam in his eyes says it all. He's getting a kick out of his... railing people up, getting on their nerves, invading their personal space. He knows exactly what and which buttons to push. The nerve of this person. The nerve of this asshole. If he thinks I'm going to give in to his goading, please, he might as well just kiss his sorry behind. Hit him where it hurts. Or shout for help. I mean, she doesn't know, but I know. And, you know, if he were to sue her or whatever, somehow anyway, because I'm pretty sure he's capable of straightening the situation with Kylie. However, if we shout, people might think he's attacking, and that way we'll have people seeing that, right? Let's go like that. I'm not sure if that's a good choice, but whatever.
Let me go, you uncouth lout.
Or else what?
I'll scream.
He laughs. There is a thing that ranks on my timber more than it has any right to. It is as he knows I can do anything, or he's above an authority that exists in the city, confident he can get away with anything. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I chose this one. The goal of this man. I'd like to punch him right now if I can.
Nice try, lady. Why don't you drop the book first? You could kill people with that, you know.
Fat chance.
Oh no, that attitude won't do, Daisy. Here, let's try that again, like the proper adults we both are. Drop the bloody fucking book.
And then what? If you're assuming I'm...
Then we'll have a nice conversation over a cuppa. Establish why you're attacking a poor, innocent stranger with a deadly weapon. And maybe even an apology or two for the offended party afterwards. I'm the offended party here, by the way. My brain hasn't returned to its rightful place yet, in case you're wondering.
Innocent! Don't play dumb! I heard what you were trying to do with that girl. Just because she isn't my student yet doesn't mean I don't have a role in protecting that child's innocence.
Protecting the what of who? Why would you... Oh no!
In the span of a second, the expression on his face changes faster than anyone else capable of. From pure confusion to sudden realization before finally deciding on face of utter mortification. He's quick to drop his hold on my hand afterwards, like he's been holding a piping hot object and he has just realized it's in his hands all along. He's far from a decent person, but he actually might make good money doing comedy. The look on his face when he starts babbling his excuses is almost priceless.
No, this kid's... Alright, lady, look, it's all a misunderstanding.
My tone can go then flatter than the one I have now.
Right. Somebody help me!
He placed his hand in my mouth before I spill the rest of it, and all at once I am caught between trying to stop him from smothering me and keeping his dirty hands off me. But even as my nails dig deeper into his wrist, He doesn't appear to have any intention of letting me go. Being loud works, however. Soon the attention of practically every customer sitting in the small establishment is on us. I shoot each of them an imploring look, hoping one of them will have the sense to help. This lady's however is fast enough, flash them all an embarrassed smile.
Haha! This lady's having such a bad day! Poor girl's just been through so much today!
Really?
Nothing to see here, go on with your dinner.
Really? Really? But even if this were a friendly chat, I won't even touch you with a 10-feet pole, much less share any of problems with you. Blighter, you're my problem. I want to blurt out, but with a hand covering my mouth and my lungs rapidly losing air. I bite down his head. Nice! Hard. It works. He yells, jerks his hand away from my face, stepping back to put as much distance as he can between us while nursing his injured hand against his chest and muttering a string of a very creative set of expletives. Tears have formed at the corners of his eyes from the pain, and a small laughter almost leaves me. To be frank, he gives the impression of a kicked puppy who declared he shoots me. A puppy I'm less inclined to feel sorry about.
You mad woman!
I warned you, you ass!
Why this is harassment, I'm telling you! Harassment!
And what you have been doing, man?
Then why don't you tell that to the police once they get here,
You despicable! Whatever you're assuming I am, I'll have you know it's all in your head. None of it's true.
Oh, now that I think about it, Kylie might have been that daughter of a cousin or something like that visits him and Hannah from time to time. Whoops.
You best have that pretty brain of yours checked before that gets worse. What is wrong with you? Is this the face of someone who'd do anything suspicious?
Yes.
Oh? You don't think a stranger luring an innocent child with promises of sweets before whisking them away from their parents doesn't warrant any suspicion? You have a very funny definition of suspicious, asshole. Maybe you're the one who should have that head of yours checked.
The kid asked me to buy her sweets. You're the one who's suspicious here. I'll have you know, I have a wife.
I mean, that's not really a strong line to protect yourself. That much at least appears to have a sliver of truth to it. He even makes a show of brandishing his left hand to my face with much flourish. Sure enough, I mean, you said you have a wife and you know, priests technically are the people that aren't supposed to have any kind of, you know, relationships in churches. At least the Polish priests. And, you know, somehow they still do things they shouldn't be doing. Or more like they mustn't be doing. Now that I think about it, I think I've been talking about this at work with someone. And there was an idea that those priests, because basically they have to kind of promise or whatever that they will not indulge into any kind of sexual relationships and so on, right? They can do that, right, when they are like serving the god and so on. So, if that's how it is in basically Polish church, basically they should have certain parts of their body removed. Because some of them are not capable, I mean, I bet a lot of them are not capable of keeping true to that. Anyway, immediately a small part of me starts to feel sorry for whatever poor woman married is sad. I understand why he has to bring her up either, as if the mention of her alone would magically present a solution to his problem. Exactly. It's like you said you are a priest, and that wouldn't bring a freaking solution to the problem. She must really be a remarkable woman, if she can handle a dirtbag like him.
And even my wife of all people in this bloody city, has never, I'm telling you, accused me of such a scandalous thing! You crazy woman!
Crazy!
Married or not, you're still a sleaze. Honestly, I feel...
Miss Pink, why are you fighting with my Tio?
Heh. Whatever words still left to be said, here dies on my tongue. Same thing goes for the sleaze. Beside us stands Kylie, gawking at us with that same cruiser she often brings with her. I know that to God well, a precocious child through and through. She didn't say anything further. Her gaze simply moves between us, eyeing us both carefully, clearly anticipating an answer. From my experience, when it gets like this with children her age, it's a sure sign they won't leave you until you've given them an answer they are satisfied with. Lying won't do either. It has dissolved into a shouting match for heaven's sake. And did she just say Tio? Something falls straight to the pit of my stomach at that. But my tone is gentle when I finally address her, void of any apprehension and what might be the first hints of embarrassment. I pointedly ignore the letter. It can very well be just the hunger speaking.
Kylie, sweetie, do you know this oaf?
Yeah, he's Tio Luke.
Tio? The hell is Tio? Right at the moment my brain stops. Every line of thought, every argument I still have against the man beside me dissipates in the case. Also, I was correct. I have no clue what's Tio, but they are related. And still, her head is huge, and she's way too tall. Amidst all of it, one memory gets triggered from a few days ago.
Tio? The one you mentioned before? The uncle? The guy Rowan wanted to impress? Or was that a dare? I'm sorry, I can't recall.
So Tio is an uncle, okay?
Is it the one who promised he'll take Big Brother someplace cool?
Yeah, the one and the same. Don't you know who he is?
I sure as hell don't, darling. Because if I do, I would have let everything I've said earlier come out of my mouth.
He's my Tio Luke, gazillionaire extraordinaire, am I? No, the fairy godfather.
What?
Oh, he's your godfather. That's nice.
The one and only. Did I get that right, Tio?
More than right, sweetheart. I'm sure Miss Pink here understood everything you said quite perfectly.
Whatever it is that landed at the bottom of my stomach prior has shot straight up to my face and stayed there. The heat from it slowly spread into my cheeks, coloring my face in almost the same shade as my hair. If only the earth would follow me all here and now. His eyes surround me, I can feel them, jeering, mocking, I can't even bring myself to look at him. What's in there? Amusement, I doubt it. He's probably having the time of his life right now. But I know I can hear the sneer in his tone and know when he talks. He has that smug grin on him, which I may or may not want to punch off his face at present just for the hell of it. But damage control. Apologize to Luke or apologize to Kylie? I mean, we don't have... I don't really... What? Why would you apologize to Kylie? I don't think we have any reason to apologize to her, but... I guess we should to him. For it pains me to apologize to a sleazebag like him, this is my mistake. With Kylie watching us close by, I don't want to set a bad example for her, do I? I'm surprised she grew up the child she is. The one with huge head and being way too tall. If anything, I want to be the role model this man couldn't possibly come from her. For her. Even what? Oh, we went up. Even if means taking a few blows to my ego and stroking his insufferable one. A deep gulp of air. A short moment to swallow my self-respect, and then I'm facing him. The words are out of my mouth in a single breath.
I'm really sorry, sir.
Achievement unlocked, the bigger person.
I had no idea.
His smirk is impossible to miss. He's not making an effort to hide it, and even the smile is so irritatingly present in his tone. If I could slap it off of him, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Now, it's an honest mistake, Daisy.
No, I really mean it. I actually thought you were... And then...
It's fine now. It probably happens quite a lot to a few people who look suspicious to you. Seems I'm one of them now. But don't lose sleep over it. Do be careful with that book, though. A little more and you would have dislodged my poor brain off my head. What would I ever do if that happens?
Nothing, you'd be dead. Maybe.
Oh no! Did it leave a mark or anything? If you want, we can have it checked. I'll handle the expenses if there's a need for it.
Now, what kind of man would I be if I let an attractive woman such as yourself do that? Why don't we just look at it this way? My forgiveness is coming from the utter goodness of my heart.
Oh, bullshit! So full of himself. Exactly the kind of person I'd happily leave to die in a ditch somewhere. Nice. I agree with you, Rebecca.
Of course, sir. Why didn't I think of it that way?
I know, right? But even someone as capable as you is bound to have a few lapses. No harm done, Daisy. Let's move on from this.
Well, if you're going to put it like that, then I guess there's nothing left for us to talk about.
I figured as much.
Awkward! The whole exchange is nothing but an awkward display of fake pleasantries. One that brings much agony to the very pride I've willingly held back a while ago. I might need a drink later so I can forget any of this ever happened. Who would have thought the time would come when I'd meet someone tougher to handle than Isabella? Miracles of miracles, I swear. For to my surprise, he proffers me a hand shortly before I leave, for a shake I realize, after a long minute of staring at it. I accept it, albeit half-heartedly. But all of the goodwill that small gesture represents melts into the thin air when he winks at me. Winks? The goal of this man! However, there is no one to ponder about it. Seconds later, the guy in the counter waves me over and hands me a paper bag as soon as I've paid. He offers me another smile before I leave. Normally I try simply for the sake of retaining it, or I don't at all, with the latter happening more commonly. For the time being, I do so freely. After that encounter, then the scene we've caused, seeing a friendly gesture being extended to me, albeit from a person I barely know on a personal level, it feels like a reassurance, despite bearing no promise, or of better days. I take what little I can of it with me as I step out into the night. And end the episode. No, seriously, we're ending the episode here. I need to get to bed. But, Tuesday, October 25th, while lining up to buy dinner, Rebecca saw kindly swarms for a suspicious man. Assuming it was a kidnapping, Rebecca elected to take the matters in her own hands, only to find out that the man was the girl's godfather. Look right, and embarrassed Rebecca apologized afterwards. No, seriously, she looks different on those drawings in the timeline compared to normally, kind of. I mean, similar but different. I somehow like her without colors more. Anyway, let's end the episode as I said. Hope you enjoyed. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll see where this is going. Until then, hopefully. Bye bye.